If there's one thing New York does better than anyone else, it's pizza. Thin crust, deep flavor, and that perfect fold. We're hunting down the best slice today by trying 10 of the city's top spots in one day. Let us know what your favorite slice is in the comments and let's jump in. I should note that we took public transit to visit all of these pizza places and we started our day in Brooklyn.
I'm here in New York City with my cousin Clark, who is a professional chef. He's been working in kitchens for over 20 years. He's worked at 4 diamond restaurants, late night eateries, and everything in between in the popular tourist town, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And my credentials are, I've been eating pizza my entire life. Let's explore some of New York City's best spots, starting with Luigi's. Go.
Luigi's has been here since 1973, and one of its claims to fame is that it was featured in the Adam Sandler movie Big Daddy. At all of these places, we're just grabbing a slice of pepperoni and then asking them what they recommend as a flagship slice for our second one.
All right, here we go. First pizza spot, Luigi's. Oh, look at that. Cheers. Cheers, buddy. Good crunch, ton of flavor. I love how thin and like much of a snap that the crust has. Holds everything in, doesn't grease through. This is such a good slice of pizza to start out with.
It's like,
it's
really strong.
It's
I don't know what to
it's
say that's bad about it.
I know, I don't think there's anything bad about it. Plus, the guy working in that place was working in like 90 degree and 100% humidity.
He was
crushing pizzas.
Crushing pizza.
I think this is an exceptional slice of pizza. If I got this anywhere, oh man, I would be so stoked. It's crazy to think that we have so many more to go with this. I think this is a 8.5 at least.
This is strong pepperoni. I like the good combination of how the cheese is melted on there with the sauce and then the pepperoni. It's even a little greasy, which I think is probably good for a New York style pizza. You don't want too greasy, but probably do want a little bit of that grease. I'm going 8.7. There you go. Round one done. Let's go to the next one.
If you're ever wondering what it's like to walk in the streets of New York City, yeah. All right, continuing on.
For our next stop, it was about 30 minutes with Subway and walking to get to Bleecker Street Pizza, which is also in Brooklyn. This is often voted one of the best pizza places in all of New York City, and so we got there right when they opened, as the line can get pretty crazy. Again, we kept it simple with a slice of pepperoni and a slice of their recommended one, which was prosciutto and burrata.
The ingredients on it are amazing. It's crazy how like heavy and big the ingredients are and how much it holds. Look at that thing. There's no flop. It's holding up stout.
Wow. Good crunch, just the right amount of sauce. Nice evenly spread cheese, not too much, not too little. It's an incredible slice of pizza. It's blowing my mind right now. So what we're trying to do is judge it based on like a pepperoni pizza though. We don't want to go too crazy, but we also want to try what they're known for. They told us the burrata prosciutto, which is incredible. One of the best pizza I've ever had. But we're trying to judge them all based on pepperoni. So Clark's just eating back there. It's not. Save some for me, man. All right, this is so freaking good. I'm going 9.2 on this.
9.3. Best pizza I've had in my life so far. There's a lot more pizza to eat, but this is really the best slice of pizza I've had in my life.
And we're only on 2 of 10. I don't know if anything can be better than that, but we are leaving Brooklyn and we're heading to Manhattan.
From there, it's about 30 minutes on the subway into Manhattan and off to our next stop, assuming we didn't get sidetracked on the way.
So I'm walking with Clark and he says, let's go down Little Italy. And then he says, let's go into Christmas store. And the next thing you know, we're doing cannoli reviews right now. So let's see.
All right, so there's not a lot of flop here. Good to know. 10.0.
Nothing else needed.
Done. This may have became a cannoli day. But for pizza day and cannoli day, it's on.
I always need an espresso and cannoli stop when you're doing a pizza day.
This place was called Cannoli King, and they had signs about how they were the best cannoli in the entire United States. I don't have much experience here, but I thought it was a fantastic cannoli.
That completes our cannoli and Little Italy intermission. Back to pizza. I can't keep Clark focused, whether it's Christmas stores or there's fish or ducks. He's just stopping at everything.
Swimming in a bin with like water flowing into it. Those things are flapping away. That fish would be good on pizza.
After exploring Little Italy and Chinatown, we made it to our next stop, Scarr's Pizza.
Look at that. Let's do it.
It's different than the other ones in a good way. There's like, you can taste like the herbs in the sauce, and there's a little bit different cheese
like really separates it for me. I like the crust on some better, and I like the sauce and the flavor of the cheese on this one.
Oh man, I don't know how New Yorkers think about hot honey, but that's a good slice of pizza. Yeah, good cheese, nice coating of that, nice spice from the jalapeno and the hot honey, good crunch. I like it. Plus, typical New York fashion, they got a movie they're filming down there.
I asked what they were filming, and someone said it was an Apple TV show that had the word dog in the title.
All right, it's pretty hard to beat that. It's just like a classic slice of pizza. I'm going above Luigi's. I'm going to 8.8 for that.
I'm also going just a notch above Luigi's. The crust I didn't actually enjoy as much, but the flavor of the cheese and the sauce just put it one tiny bit above for me.
On to spot number 4.
Next up, we headed over to Lombardi's.
The first pizzeria in the United States, 1905.
Unfortunately, this isn't the original location, as the original closed in 1984 and they moved about a block away. That means that it's not the longest continuously run spot, which goes to a place in Trenton, New Jersey, but this is still known as America's first pizzeria, and it's a cool spot inside if you want to sit down and have lunch.
So we could only get a full pie here, but luckily there's a lot of people around here who will help us eat this pizza. So Clark, let's do it.
Like, we got the little pepperonis again. Lots of basil on this one. Nice crust. There's not only an amazing slice of pizza, it's a taste of history. Oldest pizzeria
In the United States.
in the United States.
In the world.
Oldest pizzeria in the world. Oldest pizzeria in the United States. When you taste it, you can tell they've been doing it for a long time the right way.
I like this that I don't have to share a piece of pizza with Clark.
The fresh cheese on that is really good. The basil is really good. The pepperoni is really good. Good sauce.
It's interesting when you compare the different types of cheese, like the standard kind of cheese versus like the fresh cheese. Man, that is a good slice of pizza too.
In case you were wondering, 2 Amazon delivery drivers were stoked to get the rest of our pizza.
That was a really good slice of pizza, as we've said over and over again on this video. I can't pick between that one and Scarr's. I like both of them basically the same, so I'm going 8.8 on that one.
It was right there with Scarr's for me. I think that the basil put it just a 1/10 of a point ahead, so I'm going 8.7.
What?
A little better than Scarr's. Amazing.
Just a teeny bit for Clark. He wanted to copy me, but I told him he couldn't, so
No
he had to go up or down.
Since it was basically across the street, we had to try the influencer-loved Prince Street Pizza.
All right, I was told by my NYC friends that you cannot compare this. This is the tourist spot. Plus, it's a little bit different than what we've been eating since it's a square and not a regular slice, but we had to try it since we were already here. Spicy pepperoni, that's what they're known for.
So much different, like Josh said. Can't compare it, like the cross between deep dish and New York, but it has like a really nice crust and it's not as doughy. Maybe we try 10 of these and then we compare them all.
They got that good crunch on the bottom, but the doughy in center. I like the fresh cheese. I like the spiciness. I'm not putting this in the rating, but
That's a good slice of pizza. We've read every mode of transportation today. It's not because Clark keeps getting us lost in this subway.
Real different than, the Wild West roads of Jackson Hole.
For our next stop, we headed over to the West Village, which is really a mecca for pizza in New York City. Within a couple blocks, they have 4 of the top spots, including the other location for Lindustry.
Look at the crust too. Interesting, a lot less sauce than the previous one. Very good, lots of flavor. They got kind of the hint of the cheese on the top as well.
Even their classic pepperoni is a little different. They use a vodka sauce, so it's not the exact same sauce as the other shops and not the same style sauce, but really good for the unique blend of flavor. I like it. Mama's 2 was really great. I give that thing 8.8.
You gotta bring that rhyme a little harder.
Mama's 2 was really great. I give it an 8.8.
Way better. Me and Clark are going in a different direction with this one. I liked it a lot too, but I'm going like an 8.7 right above Luigi's. Good pizza, but not my favorite.
Heading on to our next stop, it was only about a 2-minute walk down the road to Bleecker Street. Chances are, if you've been to New York City and you've sought out pizza, you've either tried Bleecker Street or Joe's.
It's just crazy how much business that these guys crank out in such a small space. All they have is a few ovens and they're just like churning for people. Thousands of people an hour.
Hey, if you're a good chef, you don't need a big space.
perfect crust. It's super hot. I can tell it's super hot.
All right, you can give it a minute then.
Nope, not yet. This one, when we got it, looks like it was gonna be soggy and floppy. Like, it definitely has more cheese, a little bit more grease, which isn't a bad thing.
It's still too hot. Look at the steam coming off of that thing.
I am surprised. And when it come out, it doesn't look as like fancy, as appealing to the eye as the other one. Flavor's on point though.
If you were to tell me what New York pizza was before we did this video, this is exactly what I think of when I think of New York pizza. Just like a good solid slice, nice crunch, definitely greasy, lots of cheese on this one, but like a solid piece of pizza.
Can we talk about how much good pizza is on this one little street? Mama Two's was right there. Bleecker Street is right there. And then John's and Joe's are both right here. You can see John's right there.
Every slice today in New York City, for me, because I come from the West, has been a little slice of heaven. Bleecker Street gets an 8.7.
I'm going 8.5 on Bleecker Street. It was exactly what I expected from New York pizza, but so many of these other ones have been unexpected today. So good solid slice, but 8.5 for me.
Bleecker Street pizza also, I love pizza, and because I don't really know pizza, and maybe this is how it's supposed to be and maybe how it's not, but that thing had way more cheese on it. It was nice and greasy, and sometimes that's just what I want, and so that like speaks to me more.
So you're saying it's good late night pizza after you've like had a drink, you go and you get some
Get 2 or 3 beers. I'm having 2 or 3 of those.
Next up was a 1-minute walk to John's, which has been here since 1929.
This is like the quintessential pizza place. It's the white and black tile floor, just the pull-up tables and the little booths with all the pictures on the walls. This is like what you want when you walk into a New York pizzeria.
It's kind of hilarious, this Game of Thrones inspired pizza right now. Not what I expected. This is another one of the places where you couldn't buy a slice and you had to buy an entire pizza.
John's of Bleecker Street. Now, it does flop, but we were also late to pick it up. We were ready to go, so.
Can't give him on that.
No problem on that.
We're also not really sure whether it's supposed to or not supposed to. I think it's not supposed to, so.
Good thing I love pizza.
What does that mean? Does that mean it's good or not good?
No, it just means we've eaten a lot and I'm still enjoying it. Great pizza. Nice and chewy. Some of the crusts earlier today have just been kind of almost like crackers. You just kind of bite them and crunch them the whole time. This one has a really nice chew to it. I don't know if it's because we ordered it to go or because of the consistency of the dough, but I really enjoy it.
That's definitely the most saucy of the pizzas we've had so far. Man, it has a really, really good flavor though. Kind of some spice in the sauce. Pizza is so good in New York. That one was incredible for me. That broke my top 3. I'm actually giving that the second place, a 9.0 for me. I loved the sauce on it, and it had a lot of sauce. I like a lot of sauce on my pizza, so that was a good slice. Clark, what are you doing?
I was on the fence. The sauce on it is a little bit more tart and acidic than all the other pizzas, so at first it threw me for a loop, but then I realized like how much it made all the other ingredients pop. So I'm going 8.75. I think that's my third place.
There you go. 2 more minutes of walking led us to Joe's Pizza, which has been here since 1975 and which is the only New York pizza I had the last time I visited the city about 10 years ago. All right, our last slice before we're heading back to Dumbo to end the night in Brooklyn.
I can tell it's too
All right, too hot, too hot. Clark's already burned his mouth like 3 times. He can't do it again.
Hey, I gotta do it. Here we are. We got Joe's classic slice. Nice crust on it. Nice sweetness to the sauce. Good crust. Solid piece of pizza.
Oh yeah, that's a solid slice. It doesn't have as much sauce as some of the previous ones. It definitely doesn't have as much cheese as Bleecker. I'd say it's like an overall better ratio than a lot of them have been. Good solid slice of pizza. I dig it. All right, my list is all messed up. I keep like changing up my things. I should have started lower on my numbers, but I'm going 8.5. I'm going right above Bleecker Street. For me, what are you doing?
For me, classic slice. Good amount of cheese, good amount of sauce. 8.2.
All right, let's go to Brooklyn.
For our last stop of the day, we headed to Brooklyn to meet up with the family and to go to a place called Juliana's, which had come highly recommended to us. This spot doesn't have slices and it can get pretty busy at dinner time, so I just put in a to-go order and sat down to have an egg cream while I was waiting.
It was very good.
In case you're not familiar with the city, Dumbo was probably our favorite place in New York, and we went here dozens of times while we were living in Brooklyn.
All right, so we picked up the family because Clark doesn't have the credentials that little Jack and Sunny do for pizza. So we're getting the real reviewers out for the last slice.
Little slices, which
Good.
it gets a warm welcome. Chewy, little peppery. You can taste the oregano, fresh cheese. It's nice. It's got a lot more depth than some of the simple slices. For sure.
Nice, the cheese tastes fresh, the basil, pepperoni is good. It feels like one of the more modern slices that we had after having like Bleecker and John's and stuff, but that is a solid way to end. All right, Sunny, can you give me a review of whether it's good or not when you take a bite?
Yummy.
Yummy? What do you give it out of 10? 2 thumbs up out of 10. I like it. Perfect. All right, Amy, the guest reviewer.
Hey. But I really like the sauce, really fresh. So is the cheese. I could eat a couple of these, I think.
What do you give it out of 10?
Haven't had a ton today, so 8.5.
Oh, that's pretty low.
Is that low? I think it's delicious.
I'm trying to put away all the thoughts of all the pizza I've eaten today and just grade it on what type of pizza it is. I give it an 8-9.
8-9. I'm really digging this one. It's one of my number 2 spot. I'm going 9-1 with this. Pretty strong end of the day right there. All right, before ending this video, we are going to Lucali, which is supposedly the best pizza in all of New York, but it's crazy waits just to check in. It's crazy waits to get there. It's crazy waits for your food. Let's go see if it's worth it.
We did this visit with some Long Island friends after Clark had already left, and we got there early to put our name in, and then when we came back for our table, we had to wait 2 hours to be seated. Then it was another 45 minutes before our food came out, which gave us time to learn about New York pizza with Magellan and Greyhound.
What makes a good New York pizza?
It's got to be balanced. There can't be a ton of cheese. There can't be no sauce. It's got to have a good crust. It's got to have a good gum line. It's got to have fresh ingredients.
This is the pizza man right here. He loves pizza more than life itself.
That's really good. I didn't want to wait this long for it, but I mean, that's really, really good. That's really good.
That's an incredible slice of pizza. I'm never waiting 3.5 hours again, but that is an incredible slice of pizza.
Also, be sure to order the calzone, which is basically on the same level as the pizza.
That's it for our full pizza day in New York City. If you're ever in Jackson Hole, where can you find me, Clark?
You can find me at Munchies, Snake River Roasting Co. Cafe, or any event going on that's done by permissions.
Let us know what you thought of our ratings in the comments. We'll see you on the next one.
Be sure to leave your favorite pizza place in the comments, and we will see you on the next one.